Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the steam bath here in Methuen. Cheapest creepers. Lou, I know there's people out there that really look forward to this kind of weather, temperature in the 90s.
Especially in February.
I mean, the dew point right now with only 2 points lower.
Okay.
You can't even do anything. First thing you do, you go for a little walk, you come back, you're soaking wet. I can't stand it. I just don't like it. When's the next snowstorm predicted? Are we getting any snow?
Probably July 8th.
Hey, Louie, look who I have sitting next to me over here. The unofficial mayor of the North End, Tom DeMiglia. How are you, Tom?
I'm good, Mike. Good.
You know, you wear a lot of hats. And to that, I tip North End in the history of the North End as anybody I know. Let's start at the beginning. Vice President of the Italian American Alliance.
Right.
And the Italian American Alliance is a fantastic organization. And, you know, that organization, you're creating a lot of questions in some of these different cities that are trying to get rid of Columbus Day as a holiday.
Right. Yeah, I know.
That being said, we have some really big things happening in that then. And let's talk a little bit about the museum.
The museum.
The museum.
Well, it's a great story. And I became president of the North End Historical Society, 2022. But I was a board of director prior to that because I wanted to get involved. Like you, Mike, you just talked about Italian American heritage. And so it started in 2010.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Alex Goldfeld and Jimmy Pasta were the founders of it, both friends of mine. And one thing leads to another when you have people that you know that are Italian and you care about your heritage and your legacy. I lived in related to North End. We all got the same history. Jimmy Pasta, Anthony Riccio, many books that we just knew that to preserve our history of this wonderful neighborhood. So about 7 years ago, I made up my mind to find a spot to have a museum.
And what you found? I mean, is on Prince Street, right next to Pam's on a Rumors Post-Gazette, which I have to say, Tom, is a museum itself.
Pam is right.
You spend the time to really look at those walls and the pictures. There wasn't one major person that came into the city of Boston that didn't drop by.
You're right. They're all up in her wall, in her office, etc. It's like a little museum in itself. The Donnarumma family's been in regions, and him and I are good friends. Like she is with Mike, and I'm in there all the time because it's right there. And when this
she's the best.
She's great. She's great, and she's supported me everything I do.
You're talking about Italian history and culture. When you go back and you look at her granddad, James, who came to this country, Louis, he was only 16 years old, and he started, and it helped people get acclimated to changes.
Right.
And 52 or 53 years, I think he served. And then Pam's dad, Caesar, came in and took over, and he ran it. And when he passed away, Phyllis, Pam's mother, ran it. And now Pam has been there for over 30 years.
I know.
You'd never by looking at her, but you know,
it's wonderful.
You talk about knowing what's going on in North End and having the pulse.
That's right. That's right.
And, you know, the demographics, we've talked about this before, the demographics have really, really changed drastically. But keeping the old traditions, the customs, that's still very, very live. It's very alive. We had Father Michael Della Pena on with us a couple of weeks ago, and it's the same thing. It is an evolution. Everything is changing. Italian families are not there now. If you maybe 5%.
No, they're not. It's close to 15%, maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's
I
good.
actually know several families that have been living there for 3 to 4 generations are still there.
Well, what's happening is, the property, the values have gone up so much. And of course, property taxes go up accordingly.
It's probably one of the wealthiest neighborhoods down the city.
Yeah.
And at one time, you would never have said that. It's
No.
amazing. The contrast is, I saw some numbers, neighborhoods. Median income of people living in the North End is, I think it's like over $110,000.
110?
110,000. So they're well off. You get the waterfront condominiums, the multi-million-dollar properties.
Oh, I know.
So with these families that started back in the early 1900s, 1930, 1940, the buildings were never in their lifetime they thought they'd be worth what they are today.
It's incredible, isn't it? Huh?
Unbelievable.
No.
And this is part of the storytelling that we want to do with the museum, is that it's the longest lasting Italian-American Little Italy find in a strong presence.
The one thing that I like about it, in the North End right now, yeah, there's over 90 restaurants, but they're not all Italian either now.
Well, the
There
majority.
The majority,
Good majority.
You got to throw a couple. Everybody, there's something for everyone. I thought when the seaport area was being developed, I thought that was going to kill the North End. At first, my opinion.
There's kind of that. I think it did a little at first because anything new is shiny and interesting. Faneuil Hall at Quincy Market, when that expressway went down in 2004, I think, that they just left Quincy Market and came up to the North End. So it was actually stream of people up walking up Hanover Street.
Well, Faneuil Hall was once part of North End, was it?
It was very much part of the end of the North End. The street, when my family lived there, it went all the way up to what we call the government center.
Yes.
They just took, they first that boat came down with the expressway.
Tommy, you and I were about the same age. Of course, you remember Scully's.
Yep.
That was also part of the North End.
But North End is went because it goes right on the way down through Hanover, right to Scully Square, sure.
Just as a side note, you mentioned your mom, and your mother, Ann, was born in Sicily.
Yep.
Came to this country and
1945.
met your dad and Tom, and
he's Sicilian too.
Back in the day, there was a product coming out, Louis, called Tupperware.
Yeah.
And Tom's parents saw the value in this polyurethane containers with the lid, the whole 9 yards. And at that time, Earl Tupperware was only selling it in the stores.
That's right.
And sales were
this is like
menza.
This is like the 40s.
Yeah.
40s, yep.
And your piece idea is, why don't we demonstrate it? Have people come to our house, correct? I mean, if I'm wrong on anything, let me know.
Yeah, Tupperware party.
Tupperware parties. Must have went to quite a few of them.
Oh, they're so popular. I can't tell you. It became
You can't
a thing.
kill it.
Became a thing.
You can't
50s,
kill it.
60s, 70s.
But the thing that impressed me the most was, from that little ground root idea, is in the United States. I mean, you guys were ranked right up there.
Yeah, in the top. Yeah,
And it had
worldwide too.
And it had a fancy name. What was the company?
Italians are very proud of their heritage. Just color distress.
How did they come up with that?
Right away. And so my parents, they knew that it's the only distributorship that had our name on it, because they wouldn't allow that as time went on, because of the company. You have to. You can't use your name anymore, but we kept ours forever. So anybody knows anything about the history of Tupperware, it's always Magella is always in the history with me at one time.
Okay, so you went to work for
Oh
your
yeah, I
parents.
worked there 40. I retired in 2018, and for 45 years.
On the in dollar amount, 3 times you guys were number 1 in the country.
Yep, that's right, number 1.
Holy
Yeah.
chapoli.
Yeah, we were top. The highest ranking we got was number 9 in the world, and then 3 in the country. So we're always in about 10. That's part of a legacy and history that we're proud of. You build up a good reputation so that you help them make success stories out of them. That's the whole secret. Their success is your success. That's what
I know, but you talk about something you could write a book about.
and it's been
It's been
yeah. Well, not art story, but I probably should write a story about the dollar district.
this is an American success story. Imagine
Well, yeah.
that, Louis, from nothing. I mean, looking at a container, and all of a sudden, it was probably Ann that come up with the idea.
Well, she found the product. It was introduced to her from a customer.
Oh,
customer.
okay.
Yeah, she was doing a Stanley product party at the time. They were the inventors of the party concept.
Yes.
And she was doing Stanley. My father started in that, but he had an eye injury. So she took over his business. And she came back one night and she said, Tom, I got to show you this with a seal, liquid. And he said, and this is polyethylene, like 1948. Nobody even knew what polyethylene was.
Polyethylene was.
And it was a byproduct. It's a waste product from the petroleum industry. And Tupper was a DuPont chemist. He figured, how can I make something that's polyethylene slag that comes out? And he figured it out. Well,
The residue for the wine.
Well,
All the seeds, Louis, all the stuff that's left over. They come out with this grappa. At first, nobody wanted it. Now, it's got, look at the price getting for it. It's crazy.
You know, with the byproduct, turn it to something with imagination. And they ran with it. It's a great product. Funny part about that. My father, who's a intelligent, very smart man, wanted to learn as much as he could.
Must have been.
He actually kids from East Boston went to college, and back in the 30s, and he was actually taking
Which
a course.
was unusual.
Yeah, it was. He was one of very few. I know that, and he actually was taking a course in plastics in 1948. Now, how about that being something he's already curious about? My mother brings his bowl back.
Wow.
So he got excited right away because he said, this is product. Break, it bends, it doesn't leak. You can't, it's not ceramic, it's not tin, it's
I know.
not, it was unbelievable. He knew it was extraordinary. And he actually started this, they said, why don't we start finding out who the supplier is, and we'll start selling this product ourselves through the party place, because they already knew how to Stanley sell it.
It just grew.
And they, guess what? They're
You
selling.
must be very, very proud.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt. My parents are stars and heroes of mine because I knew what it took for what they had to take, and I saw how they had to build a business from nothing. Being a kid growing up at the time, watching it, never took it for granted. But they actually became the #1 seller of the product in Massachusetts at the time. That got Earl Tupper's attention, so he calls, who are you? And how are you selling?
Earl called
Started person to person, Mike. You know how
Person to
expensive that was
person.
back then?
No party line.
No.
Person to person.
Person to
You remember the
person.
party line from?
Yes, I do. And you say, could you please get off? I got to make a phone call. The story goes this way. My father said, Mr. Tupper, you've got a wonderful product here, but I'm telling you, it's dying on the shelves in the stores. And there was dead silence.
Nobody knew of it.
They didn't know what to do with it. You need to demonstrate it. And he told how they were marketing. He's doing the parties. He didn't know what a party was. And then with my parents' people life, Chuck finally got insight that he's marketing the product the wrong way. And by 1951, Tupperware Home Parties was created. And that's how they sold it.
Let me ask you a question. when you came on board, I don't know exactly how old you were when you graduated. You went to you.
Yep.
You played hockey, just Louis.
No,
You was
no,
a hockey.
I played soccer.
That's what it's on.
I like hockey, but look, BU had a great hockey team. I'd say
You were a
that.
goalie.
Yeah, I was a goalie. All right.
I got that part
Yeah, you
right.
got that right. That's right.
There's only so many memories I'll see.
You do.
It just you put his back in there.
I know, but that's put in something, and something falls out on the other side. I know.
You got the idea,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You got the idea. Did you ever do personally? And this I would have loved if you had. Did you ever do Tupperware parties?
Oh yeah, I got trained by my salespeople. They were great, and I went out with them, and they showed me his demonstration.
You must have had like kits already.
You know, you have kits. You break it out. You have it set up in 10 minutes.
Was it one of those suitcases? that
Suitcases,
opened
yeah.
up
They
one
start,
shelf, two shelf, three
no,
shelf.
no. You had a suitcase or a bag and a sample kit. We called the first one, and you take the product out, and then you stand there with the product, and you have a circle of people sitting in the living room or wherever, and you're off and running.
Does the Tupperware product still exist today?
Yes, it does. It's not as grand as it used to be. So many changes, the competition and the way people are shop today and things of that sort. But it still is in the United States and still sold right now.
You know something? A story. I had to bring it up.
It's a great story. It's an American story.
Yeah, success story.
It's part of our whole immigration story that people coming here for opportunity, and like my grandparents came here, they didn't know what they're hopefully better behind, because leaving your country, you're coming 3,000 miles. I'm always amazed at those stories. You know, my mother stayed in Sicily for 7 years while my grandparents were over here. And he brought her over. So because families had to figure out, are they staying? Are they going? And then the grandparents, the extended families and Italians, culture's strong. My mother was basically raised more by her grandparents than her own parents.
A lot, yeah.
But then when she came in 1925, she moved right into 284 Hanover Street, right above the restaurant Saraceno.
Well, for peace.
I know you know that restaurant, right?
Of course I do.
I told Frank that, guess what, Frank? You know, I love your restaurant, but you know, my mother lived upstairs.
Frank is, you talk about somebody who's another Italian.
And two came to the North End, and they did exactly what the first generations of immigrants did. They came with a hope of making something better, and they, you know what, they helped keep the North End what it is today, because they replenished it with their new restaurants. Because some of the restaurants now would leave people moving out, so new Italian families were moving in.
It's a tough business.
It is a tough business.
I mean, the fatality rate is incredible for a new restaurant that starts up.
The
I
hours
lose like 50% the first year.
It's
Not
high
only
risk,
the health,
high risk. Yeah.
high risk. Now with food prices they are, you can eat.
Yeah, I know. Now it's going back to when I grew up. If you had steak once a month, you thought it was pretty good. We used to think that way. If you ate dinner, it was like a big deal.
Birthday. It was
Yeah.
Tom's birthday.
Well, I love steak. My mother definitely makes steak for me once in a while. She spoiled me.
Well,
But those are kind of the things that gave me the passion to do something about this museum, because those stories resonate inside a lot of people, and they want to keep telling those stories. So that's why this museum came about.
when you were young, say teenager, were you living in the North End at the time?
I was a young graduate from U. I moved to. I lived right on Fleet Street, and I stayed there for 8 years.
Tell me the Marco way.
Right, 2 blocks away, and there's the Simona, and it, you know, then that was like 1970, and it's essentially that was still like 95% Italian.
Oh, I
It was still the old neighborhood.
sure.
And now what we're going to do with the demographic, with the museum, we're going to show what you started to say at the beginning, how it's changed over the decades.
Say.
Oh, I love sponsors.
Oh, I know you should.
I want to go eat after I watch all your sponsors.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to take a break, and then
Okay.
we come back.
You
We're
got
going to talk more about the
You got it.
Look, what so
Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where this is, of course, located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the Greater Armagh Valley and area. The offices in Andover and Massachusetts, as well as to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that have family tradition since 19.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. We're having some problems. I believe we're back on the air.
Yeah.
Are we? Okay.
All right. Put your headset on.
I'm
Tom.
ready.
All right. So we discussed how your parents came to your mother came to this country, got married, had started raising a family, started family going to different families and selling Tupperware in their homes. How successful it was.
Great.
I love that. To me, I think that's the greatest. I really do. I love it. So this really created your love and passion for your history, your Italian heritage, right?
Yep, very much. That's why I moved into the North End when I was a young man. I went back to my family roots. And that's how I got connected again to the North End where it all started. And I never left, even though I did move out eventually, but you never leave the North End. Once the North End's part of you.
I could see you,
Yeah.
you know, with that curly hair. I could see you standing on Hanover Street, like just a little bit above where Mike's is.
Yeah.
You know, one leg up against the brick wall and checking out all the Gumatis walking by.
Why not?
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
why not? Everybody had their corner, you know that.
Tell me about territorial.
Yeah. But
Holy Jesus.
The kids on the street were riot because they're all teenagers and I'm in my 20s, but they all had their corner. If somebody came from the other part of the North End, it's like, what are you doing over here? You know, that they did have mutual friends, but I could swear sometimes they never visited the other half of the North End, just stayed where they were.
No.
And they had all the different ages. When you look all the way to the history of the North End, they all settled. A lot of the Shaka fishermen, all in Fleet Street, North Street. That's where they all came over. The Abruzzi and Avellino was Endicott Street, the other part, and because they went where they knew people and friends and relatives, they actually settled like little villages right in the North End.
Yeah, in Lawrence, we had a five block area, and exact same thing.
Yeah,
there was a 3-family home. You probably had aunts on 2 floors, and you were on the middle of whatever. Okay, so you didn't have one mother; you had to.
Oh, and then you had tons of the.
Whoa!
Yeah, everybody used to just look out their windows with the pillows, and just there's eyes upon you all the time.
But back in the day, it was one of the, and it still is, one of the safest areas in the city of Boston.
Yeah.
I mean, it was kind of patrolled by, they believe themselves.
Well,
really.
yeah, nobody wanted to mess around their own neighborhood, so you always got kicked out if you do. They just wouldn't allow. And then because of the density of the population, everybody was there. You couldn't get away with anything, anyways. It's like doors were always unlocked. Everybody knew each other.
Isn't that something? Huh?
It really was a very extraordinary. But I still love it. To this day, I feel very relaxed there and at home, and conversation. You said this before you even went on the air. You can't walk down Hanover Street without stopping at least 5-6 times having a conversation. Even today, even though it's not as much as the old neighborhood used to be, it's still, that element is still there.
I used to love going by the nursing home. I forget the street that on the people talking in their different dialects. And
Well, years ago,
I missed that.
yeah, that's the old timers are gone.
They were trying to take that building and
Fulton Street.
Okay.
And it was for the elderly, it's a what do you call it? Nursing home.
Nursing home.
And rehab. In fact, my father stayed there for a whole month because he came out of the hospital. My dad moved in. Where's your dad? I said, I just put him into assisted living. And they said, you did? Yeah, he lives in the North End. And if they know the North End, they knew what I meant. Didn't have to worry about him at all.
Absolutely.
Being around.
I bet you that perked him up.
He loved it. He's a social guy. He's great. He could speak Italian. And he was very proud of his Italian heritage. He made, and we just were like,
something. I think
it's a great
it's
sharing
awesome.
experience.
Whose idea was it to find a place to open up this museum?
Well, this is years ago. They had an attempt to find a place for a museum around 2010, etc., but it never got off the ground. And they were looking for, at that time, an Italian American museum. And but my relationship with my friends about our heritage and want to preserve the history of the North End, especially the Italian aspect of it. Well, I said, I'll find a location. And I said that about 8 years ago, Michael. And I did find a spot. And I talked to a real estate friend of mine. I said, you realtors take a deal, do something back to the city, like possession. And sure enough, I put a proposal in it. It took me 4 years to finish that proposal. And I had the best proposal. There's 3 people left.
Rejected.
I knocked it out of the park. Everyone was excited, but I created excitement about the idea of creating a museum, and we didn't get it. But you know what? One window closes and another one opens. It was a blessing in disguise. It was disappointing, but then, okay, back to the drawing boards. And about a year later after that happened, this property on 3 Prince Street, which I always knew, Michael, it was there because I used to walk by it back when I lived there. But another reason I used to know about it is that the property, 3 Prince Street, which is now the location of our new museum, is exactly the same building my grandparents lived in. They lived right upstairs.
You talk about a circle.
I know. So there's a spirit, the circular,
Yeah.
that was always calling me to do these things, and it was like something was going to happen. So when that for sale sign went up, I called my friend Tony Gelati, who's a realtor in the North End. She grew up in the North End. I said, Tony, show me that space. I got to see it. Tom, it's not that big. I don't care. I got to see it. It's right on the Freedom Trail. I know exactly what it is. I got to see it. I went in it, and Mike, it was a dump. It was 15 years, I think it was empty. Just brick wall, open ceiling, plywood on the floor, just sitting there, waiting for me to come along.
How many square feet?
Just maybe 890 square feet, not very big, but I
Okay.
said, okay, all right. And then my good friend, Frank DiPasquale,
Boy, does he do a lot for the night.
you know why? He's my friend. It's because we feel the same way. He does what he wants to keep the North End, and he knows what I've been doing for years with the North End Historical Society. So we became good friends. He saw what I was doing. So I said, Frank, I got a spot. I got to show it to you. You know, when I showed him the location where it was, the next day,
Bought
bought
it.
the condominium.
Yeah.
So now I'm his tenant. I got a 10-year lease with him.
10 years.
And for
But a
$1 a year, I just do triple. I pay the
Triple
condo
that, yeah.
fees, the real estate taxes, and other expenses like electricity, things like that. But he built it out. He did a fantastic job. Frank, just like his support met everything. And then I said, okay, Frank, I'm taking it from here. I'll build it out. And I reached out to Trivium Interactive, which is a professional museum company. They design
okay.
and build museums. I never built a museum. So,
Really?
okay, yeah, I never did. But now I can say I did. The point is, I said I went to them, and I met them 2 years prior to this. So when this happened, I called up Jill. I said, Jill, do you remember me 2 years ago? We said, you showed me what you guys do. Well, I got a spot. She said, Tommy, I was just thinking of you. Well, come, I want to show you the spot, put a proposal together. She put a proposal together and how they build out this museum. And then next thing I did, I went to my friend Aaron Michaelwitz, representative,
Another very powerful.
very representative, North End guy. He was 7 years ago. He was helping me get that museum off the ground back then. So he's always been ready to. He wanted this to happen. So when I told him, Aaron, guess where I got a spot? He went, unbelievable. Give me a proposal. I'll get you an earmark. And guess what happened? 6 months later, I got a $200,000 grant. Now we're not stopping.
That's unbelievable.
Okay. So a year and a half, I'm ready to open this in maybe in 3 weeks.
Okay, I was going to say, you're going to have a soft opening probably?
Doing something like that because
Yeah.
we want to ease into it to get it open and running, make sure it's all functioning. And but this is the amazing part about it, Michael, is that because the space is so small, I needed somebody like Trivium Interactive because we're not telling just an Italian-American story. We're telling the whole 400-year history of the North End.
So
It's
you're going back to the Irish,
Six-
the Jewish,
beyond them.
Portuguese,
How about the
beyond that.
Puritans? 1630. This is the oldest ongoing community in the country.
Right, don't get excited.
Well, I'm telling you, it is.
Come on now.
It's 400 years.
It's getting
400
worked out.
years.
a little.
Well, I know that's this is
He's a big guy.
I tell you, but that's what's happened. We start right here, the Cradle of Liberty, Boston. This is it. They started right there.
How many steps from the Freedom Trail?
1 foot.
It's that.
In fact, we put Frank built bricks going from the Freedom Trail. He put bricks into going right into the doorway.
Come on.
Yes, right there. We could take a right turn. You come right into the museum.
Paul Revere, North Square.
Yeah,
right there.
We got such great history.
Talk about history.
So we're going to bring all that together, and then we are going to go through the Revolutionary period, the Puritan picture stories, we're going into the 1800s, which will be the immigration period, where we will talk about the Irish, who were the first ethnic group that came in, not well treated, but they came into the North End. The first place they stepped in the 1850s. Then the Eastern Jew population
Unbelievable.
from Russia, Poland, etc., Germany. They came in, mostly Polish and Russian Jews came in 1880. Then, of course, now the Irish start moving out because they're getting implanted. They go to South Boston, Dorchester, Charlestown, etc., and they're leaving the North End and they're making way for the next wave of immigrants. And you know who they were? That's the Italians. By 1900, by 1910, there's
The great
1920,
immigration.
there's 35,000 Italians in the North End. From 15,000 in 1850, same square footage. And they knocked down all the colonial buildings, like Paul Revere's house. That's the last standing wood building like that in the Boston, oldest. That's what the North End looked like. They knocked all those buildings, they're all falling apart anyways. And then they built the brick tenements that you see today. And that's, so we're going to show that story, and it's going to have slideshows where people can watch. This was then, this is now. And then we got a 15-foot wall, curved wall with monitors on it that's going to have over 100 stories on it that people go up. And you said interactive, Michael?
Mhm.
They touch the screen. They see the molasses flood.
I like that.
And the picture pops up right in front of them.
I did a segment on that.
Yeah.
That molasses break.
It's a great story.
Oh,
20.
and they were saying back in the 70s on a hot day, you could still smell it.
That's one of those urban legends.
It just gets better and
Yeah,
better.
I guess right. But 1930, they could still smell it maybe. But when I moved in there, I went around. I never smelled it. But anyways, we talked about it like we did. But it's a great story. It's a mind blowing. How do you have a molasses flood in the first place? And then you explain the story. 21 people died in that.
Yeah.
1919. And we got eyewitnesses that I have in the transcripts that actually told the stories that we can share with people.
You gave me a book, and I don't know how it's projecting.
Yeah.
This is written by Patricia
Anino.
Anino.
Yep, one of our board members.
She's a potential guest on our show.
Great. So
I'm
love
going
to
to try to bring her in.
I'll introduce
And
you.
I'm looking forward to going through. I was just paging through it. This is outstanding.
Well, we get another book like this. You'll see this one. This is Anthony Riccio's, and it's Story, Streets, and Saints. This is my friend that I'm building this museum almost like in his memory because he passed away in 2022. And he lived there and worked in 1980, 79 to 83. He was head of the Senior Citizens Drop-In Center, and they all loved him. If they had a question or problem, and they're all good dialect, they're all from the old country. He spoke Italian. He had his grandmother grew up living in his house, and he took pictures and stories. It was not designed. This is what he was all about. He had that passion. He loved his history and his legacy. So we get 2 books of photos and stories, and we're going to be one of our exhibits is showing his work at the museum and in dedication to him. So these are kind of the things that led to the museum, Mike, that I've tried to share with you.
You have a lot of different societies that's still very, very active in the North End.
Oh, we got 12 feasts.
Wow, some of them processions now, right?
Some, maybe a few still have 1-day processions, but I think I added them up. I think there's 8 that has 3-day processions still. We've got St. Joseph's, Fisherman's Feast, San Gennaro. We have
St.
Gennaro.
Gennaro. Now, Frank Di Pasquale.
Yeah, he brought that to the
He
first
brought
time
that
a
back.
few years ago.
Yeah.
It really never was a history in the North End, but he started it.
You know something? They have probably the best entertainment.
Great stuff.
I mean, he gets some pretty good names,
He got,
and it's not cheap to do.
no.
I can tell you that from firsthand experience.
In fact, all the feasts bring in good entertainment. They all do a great job, but they're very
The
popular.
Fisherman's Feast, the guys at the Fisherman, they became very friendly with my society, the Sandalfio Society. And, we had some extra lights we were replacing, and we gave them to them, and they put up more lights, extended some of their streets. And just the nicest
Yeah, great
bunch of
guys. They're all dedicated and committed, and now they're like 3 generations running those societies. And what I love about it, what I can see, is that they brought a lot of young people back into the society to keep it alive because they were aging out for a while. There,
I know. And St. Joseph's went through that.
Yeah, you get 22 new members last year. See what they're doing, and they're all young people.
Yeah, well, the fathers have kids, the kids have kids.
That's right.
And it's perpetuating.
It's kind of skipping a generation.
Sandalfio Society is a lot like that. I mean, right now, our membership, it's probably toward the all-time high, which
Great.
is shocking, you know. And you have to be careful because a lot of the people that supported your feast, and they're not here anymore. So now you have to teach and learn. You want them to come to you.
Yeah.
You don't go out recruiting somebody to join your society. If they don't have it here,
Yeah.
they're not going to be a good member.
Right.
I mean, you know, it's you probably have a membership of, you know, 150, 160 people, and out of that, you probably only have about 25 to do most of the work.
Well, that's
and
true.
you know that.
That's true of any organization.
Any
You're right.
organization
Yeah. True.
is out like that.
But I've actually seen, like, almost skipping a generation. My grandfather, not my father, but my grandfather used to be part of this society. And the grandkids now, our nieces and nephews, are getting excited about this. And they're younger.
That's nice.
I think there's been kind of this ancestry.com with the DNA. I'm finding the younger generation are getting more excited about that because they have a way that they can get online and explore it. And it's turning them on to their history, where maybe their fathers were too busy doing other stuff in my age.
Trying to make a living.
Yeah, they kind of didn't have the time and didn't have the means to discover that stuff.
What did you just say? Time?
Time, yeah.
Yeah, it's time for a commercial.
You got it. Let's go.
All right. Louis, andiamo, figlio.
Good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring collectibles from all over the state as well as home bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao.
Legacy Care Law Firm provides estate planning and elder law services to people in the greater Merrimack Valley and southern New Hampshire areas, with offices in North Andover and Woburn, Massachusetts, as well as Nashua and Salem, New Hampshire. Discussing family and financial matters with an attorney can be intimidating, but our goal is to help you prepare for the future as you preserve your legacy. We help clients qualify for government medical benefits and ensure their estates are preserved for their families so they don't need to worry about their estate being wiped out by high nursing home expenses. Legacy Care Law Firm attorneys are here to support your journey toward a more secure financial future.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, juicy chicken reserve steaks. Your favorites are Peter 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella is honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables fed and firing delightful thin crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tasting, private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventures. Cook Test Experience Italian.
Play more, earn more, win more at Encore Boston Harbor. Sign up for Win Rewards today and score $50 in free play instantly. Score even more as you play your favorite games. New members will also receive $25 in free play for every 100 tier credits earned playing with your new Win Rewards card. Highly rewarding instantly. Visit EncoreBostonHarbor.com for more information. New members only. Further terms and conditions apply. If you or a loved one is experiencing problems with gambling and needs support, call 833-2750-50 or visit gamblinghelplinema.org to speak with a trained specialist. Specialists are available 24/7 and services are free, confidential, and available in multiple languages.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler,
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
We have an incredible chef, Oscar Figueroa.
In the words of local famous chef and restaurant owner Lydia Shire,
Oscar thrives on hard work.
he is capable and gifted.
No one makes better food. Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender Lazy Man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
And we are back. We're talking to Tom D'Amelia.
Demicello.
There you go. That too. Him too. Anywho, your footprint, like I said, is everywhere. I mean, no matter who I talk to, oh yeah, I know him. Yeah, I know him. Yeah. So you know something, you're doing a lot of good things, and in your case, I think it's about giving back. I think at this point in our lives, and you and I are right about the same age.
Yep. Right.
I think you look back and you say, you know something, let me give back because I had a very good life.
Right.
And I look at it that way. And, you know, something I try to help out as often as I can, as many different organizations as I possibly can.
And you do, Mike. I know what I know about you is you're just like that. You make continuous contributions.
Well,
to others, not money-wise.
We're here for a short
time and effort.
We're here for a short period of time. And, you know, something, I like to treat people the way they treat me.
I agree.
You know, I think that you treat me half decent, I'll bend over backwards to reciprocate.
Yep.
You start giving me the business.
Yeah.
You try to hose me.
Right.
Hose me once, you'll never hose me twice.
No, you know what? You make a good point with that. I know. I just want to say this. What the success has been amazingly wonderful because the people that responded to when I kicked this off to have build a museum, the donations, the interest comes with heart. The stories I got from people saying, I want to be part of this. I love the idea. We should have this. Everyone has museums. The North End doesn't have one. That was always my point. West End has one. Chinatown has one. Charlestown has one. West Roxbury has one. Every city has one. Not the North End. We need it. It's going to be our jewel. 400-year history. And I'll tell you, people, they tell me the stories. Their grandmother used to live, the grandparents they used to visit in the North End. They do it in memory of them. They made their donations. They feel what is really exceptional. Over 300 people gave individual donations from $100 to $25,000.
Even the Sicilian Corner.
Yep. Same thing. Yeah, you did too, Mike. After I talked to you and I shared my thing, the next day I found a donation from you. I said, again,
That's
you
from the Sicilian Corner.
Well,
I love stuff like this.
well, you want to be part of it.
I'm
Yeah.
proud to be Italian. You're proud to be Italian.
Yep.
You have relatives left in Italy?
Many.
Do you go back often?
I was going quite a bit. I've been so busy doing other things. I haven't gone back since 2018. But, Michael, one time I went back to this last story about my mother. She was born in Sicily, a little town called Liquidia Ubea. And all my cousins.
What was the name?
Liquidia Ubea. It's a Greek name because the Greeks used to settle Sicily. So it's a little small town. I think it was like 10,000 when she left it, but now it's like maybe 2,000 people live there. I went there as a young man with her, and I never forgot that visit. It stayed in my heart because I saw when my mother grew up.
I know.
And I always wanted to go back there, and I did. And when I went back, I connected with all my relatives.
Oh, wow.
All 4 families. The Amagellas, the Mazzarinos, the Puccios, and the Mazzonis.
Oh, there's a lot of vowels there.
Yeah, you can.
Oh.
And they're all from,
Oh.
and one of the other towns is Manila. But the point is, in 2009, my dad's cousin, Giovanni Damagella, came here to see me and visit us for the first time. Well-off guy, great story. He saw my history here. He was just amazed at how much I knew about his history that he didn't know. So guess what happens? He invites me, 2009, to go to Liquidia Ubea, be his guest. I stayed with at his home. He set it up with the mayor of Liquidia, who he knew, and I got an honorary citizens award in behalf of my memory of Liquidia Ubea. And I had 24 cousins sitting in the audience from Sicily.
Isn't that wonderful?
So you asked that question, do I have family there? Yes.
Yes, I do. Yes, sir. Location-wise, where is it?
It's just about 45 minutes from Catania, which is east.
Yeah.
You could Palermo up over the west side,
right.
and Catania's on the east
So it's
side.
right near Catania?
Yep, maybe a 45-minute ride from the hills of Liquidia Ubea. And then Mineo is the sister town that my other family's from, and that's now San Agrippina in the north end, same town. And that's only 45 minutes from Catania.
I know. I'm familiar with the area.
Yeah, I ran around. I've been all over that place with my cousins, so it's like
you mentioned the Greeks. Boy, I'll tell you, some of the ancient ruins, and they're better preserved in Sicily than they are in.
No, they're better than Greece.
Yeah.
The Agrippina. I mean Agrigento.
Yep.
Those
they're incredible.
They're better than the ones in Greece.
Greece, I know. Yeah, I know.
Spectacular history.
Let's get back to the museum because we don't have that much time left.
This is what it looks like, Mike.
All right.
This is the front.
Okay.
Where do I put it?
What's your website? Your camera's up.
Oh, there it is. Thank you.
I don't think it'll show up, but
well, it's a beautiful entranceway that Frank did a wonderful job. He knocked down the old bricks and made a beautiful entrance, all glass there. So when people walk by, they'll get a glimpse of what's going on inside, which we're building right now as I'm sitting here. Right. We're putting the exhibits up and arranging them, and it's going to be very dynamic. We want the guests to go in and interact with what they see there.
What kind of admission fee will be?
We came up, did the whole market research, what was reasonable, et cetera. It's going to be for adults $10.
Okay.
And senior citizens like us, $8.
Hey.
And military, $8, and student ID, $8. And if family comes in with kids 12 and under, free. And at the same time, if you're a member of the North End Historical Society, which we have 350 members, there'll be always one of the benefits is to come into the museum absolutely free. So we're trying to make it very accessible to people that want to experience it.
There are 7 different exhibits in the museum.
Yep, that's right. And they all.
Would you like to go through a couple of them?
Yeah, the one you're going to see right away when you come in is going to be that it's a 20-foot wall with monitors across it, and it's going to be our timeline. It says, "Step into time with us," and it's going back to 1630, going left to right, and it's going to have different events, people, situations, and it's going to be photos that will be strung across these monitors with a beautiful backdrop of the tenements of the North End with clotheslines holding the photos.
Oh,
this is where they're
I love it.
Very married, and they're moving. It's like the wind is blowing besides.
You know.
Oh, it's a God. So then, let's say you see something on an event like the Sacco Vanzetti story, and you see Sacco Vanzetti. I want to know more about that story. You touch that photo that might be on this corner, and it comes right to where you are in front of you.
Oh, wow.
And it gets bigger. And there's script writing next to it. It's not audio, but script writing, so you can read some stories about it. It's just enough to keep people's attention. We're not going to spend hours there in front of that. We just want to grab them long enough they learn something, and they can go, let me touch this one over here. Then they'll be like this. Because if you want getting turned on. All right?
Great.
And then there's another one.
And we go now next.
We got another one, the flavors of the North End. We're going to use that as a theme. Pastas, desserts, meats and vegetables, beverages. So we're going to have one thing is we're going to have 5 items. A wine bottle will be one of them, and you're going to touch the wine that wine bottle, and bang, projection stories come up in the wall right in front of you, and you just watch, and they're going to tell several stories. And the person next to me, which I might not even know, touches the cannolis, and bang, all the things on desserts and what people ate for pastries, etc., in the history of the North End comes up in the wall right next to this one. And we fill up this whole wall with 5 different stories from a projector that has the ability to do all that. Wow. I could never do that. We couldn't hang that many pictures. That's why I use this technology. And then we got another one that's going to do all the demographics of the changing times. This is then, this is now, this is, etc. It's going to be a 85-inch monitor right in the middle that you could stay there and watch the loop of photos and stories and watch as long as you want, and you get educated on the history of the North End by photos and script writing. Okay? This is all people maybe need to watch.
Hey, grasshopper, I'm impressed.
And then you talk about the feast, we're going to really surprise people. Then now you're going to go around the corner. We built a little room at the end of the museum, like you walk into the streets of the North End, because we get on the walls pictures of the North End, all on the whole wall. It's like laminated wallpaper. And then you go in there, and all of a sudden, bang, a video comes up 10 feet high, 10 feet wide, with audio and sound, and you're going to walk into the feast of the North End.
Great idea.
You're going to feel like you're there. And some people have never been to one.
Yeah.
And if you do this in the wintertime, you never see a feast, right? You have to be here in the summer. So we're going to talk about it. So we and then my friend Anthony Riccio's gallery that he wrote, we got 14 of his photographs framed in the stories of the people that he photographed, and it's a tribute to him and the work that he did to capture the elderly, the anziani, that were all around talking with the dialect in the streets, on their lawn chairs, on a crate, having a conversation. They're gone, but we preserve it.
Is Anthony mentioned in that in the museum?
Yes, in fact, you see his picture. And you see the whole story about Anthony.
What's the last name?
Riccio. Anthony Riccio.
No.
Anthony Martinetti.
Yeah, Martinetti.
He's in the pasta one where Prince comes up. And we got Anthony. We couldn't use the video because we couldn't have rights to it, but but we got it in there somewhere. Yeah. So that kind of gives you can walk through all these exhibits, and I haven't tested it yet or lived it where it's going to be set up, but maybe you could go through it in 45 minutes and you walk away saying, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I didn't know Irish were in the North End.
Right.
I thought it was always Italian. Yeah. And just these little stories, they're going to walk out of there saying, I never do that. And that's our goal.
You know something? I salute. And I mean it. This is a big undertaking, and I'm glad you got guys like Frank on board, and a few of the others that very instrumental.
And we got a great donors wall in there. Got the names, got people really stepped up. We want to acknowledge them. But I got a whole list. Every newsletter goes out. It shows everybody who donated to this. I list them all, and I just want to let them know that I'm very appreciative, and they're part of the story.
It's you're a 501c3.
501c3. It's all.
And if anybody would like to donate to the organization, how would they go about that?
The website is northendboston.org. And
northendboston.org.
That's it. northendboston.org. Get on our website. You become a member, and you'll always be able to get in the museum free. And but you go to lectures, presentations, get a great newsletter that I put together. That you always get in history of the North End. You never know what you're going to read next and learn. I just did a whole thing on Paddock Island, which was in 1944. That's where the Italian.
I saw your house that your grandparents.
I did. I showed you a picture. That's right. That's part of my story too. I can't help it. That's right. A little cabin.
Talk about a cabin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's gone now. It's knocked down, but it's it was living in the backwoods when they went on that island, but they loved it. It was a great. Back to leave the city and you get to an island. You
got some great memories, huh?
I do. I cherish.
You wouldn't change a thing, would
Not
you?
a thing.
I don't think I would too. Growing up, I grew up in the city of Lawrence. I'll tell you, it was very, very special.
Well, you get those Three Saints feast that you do every summer, right?
We have the Feast of the Three Saints that we do, and that's 103 years.
Yeah, you're keeping alive. It
generates a lot of interest, a lot of people, and plus the society. It gives out 6 scholarships. I mean, they do a lot behind the scenes. They don't blow their own horn, but they help out. I mean, Christmas time, Christmas meals, Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Those are the things the public doesn't hear about.
No, the North End is so much like we just have.
I know.
They do it for homeless every week. They collect clothes. The societies are all like mutual aid societies when you think about it. What Frank does and other businesses, what they give back, how they support the church. St. Leonard's is like the heart and soul of the church of the North End. With Father Michael Della Penna, North End guy, grew up in the North End. The church is packed every Sunday. Everybody talks about religion fading away over the decades, and people
you
not
were saying it's coming back stronger and stronger. Hey, listen, I'm out of time, but you got to.
I got another half hour. Wait a minute.
Oh, it's going to cost you. Hey, anything can happen. Bob,
right?
Always a
Thank
pleasure.
You do a great job.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and we hope next week you can come on board with us. And I have an interesting guest that Louis is going to enjoy. His name is Lance LaRusso, and he wrote a book about. He was a police officer at one time, but he wrote a book. Some of the things that are happening right now, it's freaking nuts. It's crazy, and he protects. Being a cop is a tough, one of the toughest jobs in the world. Anyway, very interesting man to talk to. We're going to have him with us next week. Listen, stay cool. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy. Thank you very much for being part of our show.